We are going live today with questions asked, episode 100. And the question at the top of the key tonight, guys, how do I find land use? What is that? And how do I find the value? Okay, what is land use and how do I find the value? That is the question at the top of the key. For those of you who don't know me, I am Angela Cooper. I am a real estate broker. I am a business coach. I help realtors increase their income while they are waiting on buyers and sellers to close. Now, we do this in many ways, but tonight we're only talking about broker price opinions, okay? For those of you who want to see what is offered in the university, go to New Focus, NUFOCUS, university.com, and you can see all of the different streams of income that we teach over there. For those of you who are brand new to the Facebook page, you guys know the drill. Go ahead and like the page. If you're visiting here from YouTube, guys, go ahead, smash that subscribe button. Those of you who are visiting after the fact, hashtag replay. And if you're brand new to broker price opinions or brand new to real estate and you're looking for a way to make some extra income, go ahead and drop a 1 in the comment area. Okay. All right. So how do I find land use? What is it? What is the land use? What does that mean? And how do I find the value? Okay. You find the land use in the tax records. Okay. You go to the tax records. It's going to either say that it's used for residential. Okay. Sometimes it'll say townhouse or condo for the land use, but under the characteristics of your subject. Okay. Now, where do you find the value? Find the land use and the land value in the tax records under the characteristics and the values. The assessed value of the land. Okay, so now here's the thing. Even though your reports say the land low value and the land high value, okay, it's gonna be one number. The low and the high is the same value because it's land. Land don't have a low and a high value. The improvement, okay, has the low and the high value, if that makes sense. Okay? The assessed value of the improvement, the total property and the land together, you know, it has a range of value. For your land value, it's just one value. Whatever you put for the low, you put the same thing for the high. Okay, I know that's why you're asking me that question, because that's the way some of the reports come, low and high. Now, if you get somebody like the big boys like Clear Capital or Vox, or Protect, they're not going to ask you that foolishness. They're going to ask you how much is the land value, period, end of story. Okay? All right. I ain't calling no names, but I'm gonna tell you, the big boys, they don't roll like that. They don't ask that craziness. Land value is land value, one value, okay? All right. The next question. I have a quality control warning that says I cannot use this comp, okay? I'm trying to get it right. I wrote it down too. I cannot use this comp because it is under construction. It's nothing else out there for me to use. What am I supposed to do? It's nothing else in the subdivision for me to use. It's a new subdivision, okay? So, quality control sent it back because you had 3 comps and they were all in the same subdivision, which is very rare. But one of them was still under construction. You cannot use that, okay? You have to find a comp that is not under construction, because that comp is not totally complete, the value is not going to come in the same as if it was totally, completely finished, okay? You can never, ever, ever, ever use a comp that is under construction, okay? Now, if it was a REO property and you had a comp that maybe had some walls tore out, or it was damaged during a hurricane or something and they pulled all the sheetrock out and it was almost gutted, you could use that, but you have to cite the damages and you have to cite that it needs repairs, okay? That's totally different from having a brand new property that's under construction, you know, that it's sold. Yes, it did sell, but they're not completed with it, okay? And you don't know when they're going to be completed with it, so you can't even use it. For a prime example, I have a client whose house has been under construction now for 11 months, okay? I ain't even going to call no names, but that builder needs to be ashamed of themselves. COVID has not created that kind of impact, at least not in Texas, for 11 months. The most I've had my houses under new construction waiting or unable to get all of the supplies or whatever has been like about 9 months, not 11 months, okay? So what in case it don't even finish being built in 12 months? Now you're really in trouble because you didn't use it as a sale. And plus, the value of it when they wrote up the contract for, just, I'm giving a hypothetical number, for $200,000, it's worth more than that now. And it ain't even finished being built, okay? My screen went off again. You cannot use a property that's under construction. Comps that are sold comps. You can't even use it as a list comp either. You cannot use coming soon. You cannot use a pocket listing. And you cannot use anything under construction. Now, what do? You go to the next subdivision, okay? Even if the next subdivision is off about, more than a little over 5 years, most subdivisions are not going to be off like 10 or 20 years or something like that. Maybe 10, that might be pushing it. But they're always going to, if you go to the next subdivision over, it's probably going to be 5 to 7 years or less than 10 years. You just have to adjust. You have to do adjustments for that property as far as the year built is concerned, because your subject is a newly built property, okay? Because when you take that picture of the front view of that property, that quality control gonna be all over that, okay? They gonna see that there, no grass in the yard, it's still got the little construction horse out there and everything. They gonna eat that up. You cannot do that, okay? All right, so question number 3, guys. Before we go to question number 3, I know we've been having some difficulties today. If you are brand new to the Facebook page, go ahead, like the page. Watching from YouTube, smash the subscribe button. If you're visiting after the fact, hashtag replay. Drop a 1 in the comment area, guys, if you are brand new to real estate or brand new to Broker Price Opinions, okay? We have something specially for you. We have a free webinar that we want you to watch on Broker Price Opinions. Also, guys, while I'm on this subject, giving you some call to actions, listen, we have a special on both the Mastery courses, BPO Mastery and signing agent mastery, okay? So if you're a signing agent, you need some training, get your signing agent mastery course over there on New Focus University, okay? And Broker Price Opinions, BPO Mastery, okay? It's, I think, 15% off today, and the sale lasts through Tuesday night at midnight. So we did the Father's Day sale, it was supposed to end tomorrow night, but we went on and gave it a Juneteenth extension, okay? Now, y'all know this course is probably not going to be on sale again for a long time. Usually, I don't even run sales on holidays. I've been trying something new, but that's not what we do, okay? All right. Question number 3, what is the range, the list range and the sold range? What is that? I mean, how do I find that? So, when you're in your MLS, okay, and you bring up your search for you put your address in, you search up to a mile, okay? But ultimately, get this, ultimately, you're looking for comps in the immediate subdivision within, a half a mile to a mile of the subject, long as this is in the same subdivision, okay? So that becomes your search area. If you have to go outside of the subdivision, but you're still within a mile, okay, then your search area can become the whole entire mile, 1 mile radius, okay? But ultimately, you want to keep your search in that subdivision. That becomes your list range and your sold range. So hypothetically, say you had to go like this girl did. She had to go outside of the subdivision to pick up some more comps. Well, as far as you had to go outside, if you had to go 1.5 miles, 1.25 miles, that becomes your search parameter. So that becomes your range. Whatever's listed within that range, whether it's 1 mile, 0.5 mile, the subdivision, or, it's 2 or 3 subdivisions. Whatever your lowest comp is and your highest comp as far as distance is concerned, that becomes your range. You don't have to go out. You might have searched 2 miles out, but you picked up everything that was in a 0.5 mile to 1.5 miles. So now your search range becomes the 1.5 miles. You see? It doesn't even have to stay in the subdivision, but it's supposed to end wherever your highest and lowest comps, that range is, whatever that is, okay? If you're doing rural and you go past 5 miles, you had to go 10 miles to find, a sold comp or even a list comp, okay? That 10-mile radius now becomes your range. So what was listed within the 10-mile radius and what was sold within the 10-mile radius, if it's rural, okay? But also you could have 2 ranges, okay? You could have a list range and a sold range. Say your list range was just the subdivision, but your sold range was up to 2 miles. So when you do your list range, you put 1 mile, and when you do your sold range, you put 2 miles, okay? Whatever it was, if they're asking you for the distance. But if they're asking you for the pricing, okay, the price range, then your sold range is gonna be whatever that lowest one is, all the way up to where you pick your highest comp. What was that range? Was it 100,000 to 200,000, or was it 100,000 to 175,000? At that point, the distance don't really matter because they're looking for the money, okay? So you just pick your highest and your lowest sold comps, and whatever the money is that fits that range, that's what it is, okay? I can't totally answer the question perfect because I wasn't sure if you meant the distance or the money. But either way, it could be one thing for the list range and it could be something different for the sold range. But if they just ask you one question, then you want to take the lowest comp and the highest comp, merge them together, the list and sold. Out of all of the comps you have listed and sold, what is the lowest and what is the highest? Sometimes they break it down, sometimes they don't. It depends on what form it is and what company it is, okay? But the gist is the lowest number and the highest number within your search parameter, within that 1 mile or that 2 miles, okay? You see? All right, so hopefully that helped. If you're a mastery student, okay, you have something on that in your hard to find comps. You probably have something on there when pulling your MLS in your MLS video, okay? All right, so question number 4, how do I find more companies to work with, okay, that pay more money? That was the question. How do I find more companies to work with that pay more money? Okay, so not sure what area of the earth you're in, of the United States of America, or Puerto Rico, because we do Puerto Rico too. But, you know, the best thing to do is just apply with 10. Remember, I keep saying 10 to get in, 5 to stay alive. Apply with the right 10. Which 10 is that? I don't know. Okay, I don't know which 10 it is because I don't know who's going to be in your area. ProTech tends to pay a little bit more than SWB. Okay, Clear Capital, of course, a lot of times pay more than ProTech. If you're not on the, you know, preferred vendors list, sometimes when you get on preferred, you have to take a lower price because you get more work. They tried to prove that point to me this week because they gave me a lot of work this week. Okay, they put me on the preferred list, a different preferred list, and they kept sending the money, so I kept taking it. You see, but you know, it depends on what companies you apply with. We don't ever know who's gonna end up being in your state. So to answer that question, I can't answer that question. You just have to keep applying with 10 to get in. And you're going to find that sometimes, you know, some of the smaller companies pay more, but most of the time they pay less. Okay, they don't pay as much as the big companies. I know that I've been getting a decent amount of work right now from PCV Mercor, and they pay like $50 to $55 for their exterior BPOs in my area. Do they pay that amount in your area? I don't know. So that also plays a role in it too. Some of these companies pay based on the distance. Their algorithm, when it assigns you a BPO, it calculates the distance and it pay you according to the distance. So to want to know which companies pay more, that would be kind of hard to answer because it's really just a range. Most of the time, if you're doing a BPO, it's going to range for exterior, okay? For exterior BPO, it's going to range anywhere from $35 to $55 based on, you know, what company it is and based on how their algorithm choose the money that they're going to pay you. You see? So all of that stuff is a little different. There's no concrete answer to that. But what I can tell you is this. If you get accepted with 5 companies in your area and you really get aggressive with accepting the BPOs, you're not going to have a problem making money, okay? You're going to have a problem making money if your speed is not up to snuff, okay? Because if you can do 10 BPOs a day, regardless of whether they paying $35 or $55, you're going to make anywhere from, you know, $350 to $500 a day. That's good money to me. I mean, I don't know. You know, it's relative. The money, whether it's high or low or good or bad, is relative to the person, okay? I always say that broker price opinions ultimately, so to speak, is a lot of us, let me preface it by saying, a lot of us use broker price opinions to create a full-time income, okay? But also, many of us use it as a part-time earning for just the extra. You see? So how much extra do you need, or how much income do you need every month? You got to put that down and then decide how you're going to take those BPOs. But you just have to keep applying for companies until you find enough companies to where you're going to have 5 to stay alive in your area. You see? That's not a question that I can give you a concrete answer to, because I don't even know all the name of the companies that's in my area. All I know is the 5 that I work for, that are I'm preferred vendor for. I don't need to be on anyone else's list because I have 5 already. You see? And I know that they keep me busy. Although sometimes when it gets slow, I'll pick up, 2 or 3 from a different outside of my preferred vendor list. You see? All right. So do we have any more questions out there while we are live today? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Go ahead and tag and share this video, okay? All right, we will see you guys on the next one. Have an amazing week, and let's go get this money, okay?